And here we go. All right, hello. I just came across something recently, as I was kind of making sure I was getting some extra research in for some of the recent silk reeling videos I did. And I came across something that Chen Xiao Wang kind of put together and has been kind of teaching and promoting and putting out there for the past year plus or so. I calls it the Yifei Gong. It's Yifei Gong. And I took notes to make sure I get this right. Rooted in some of the Laoja, so like the old frame routines, and there's one of them, the sort of, there's six sort of exercises, six postures. There's basically really kind of two, but they repeat and do opposite sides. The 3-4-1, which is left close, right open, or right close, left open. I mean, if you've watched any Chen style, you play any Chen style, you know this one. So it works with deep breathing, supporting the immune system and lungs, and to strengthen those functions for that. Each posture is to be repeated 9 times, and we're going to use the, traditional Tai Chi breathing with it. Make sure I'm not stepping on a cat. So navel, lower dantian, that belt line 2 inches below. When we breathe in, pull in, that lower abdomen only, no chest, just lower abdomen. Breathe in, exhale, push forward, breathe in, exhale, push forward. So we're, again, focusing down on there like we do with Qigong and Tai Chi or any of the internals. We'll be combining the motions with the breath. Again, Qigong, Tai Chi, other internals, same thing. With that, again, keeping the tip of the tongue behind the teeth, right where the teeth and the roof of the mouth meet. We're not going to be kind of like raising the shoulders or anything. It's, again, going to be whole body. We want to make sure that we're in a good, we've talked about, good sort of stance here. So I'm about shoulder width. And my knees will bend, track out over the feet, because as we come up and make our motions, we're going to be moving the body. The body's going to help pump as we go through things. There is a master, Liu Chuanzhen, which is a student of Chen Xiao Wang, who has a little bit of explanations up on there as well. And you can see him kind of training some of his students with it as well. So if you do any other research on it, you'll see probably his stuff pop up on there too. So again, there's really only 2 postures, but it's going to be a total of 6, because the first one is front open, back close. Second one is back close, open, front. So it's basically the same thing, just kind of reversing. Third one is left close, right open. Fourth one, the other way, right close, left open. The 5th and 6th postures repeat 1 and 2. So the front open, back close, Pai Shen Chuan, or draping body fist. Back close, open front is Yu Shuo, or rolling hands through the clouds. 3 and 4 are Bao Tui Shan, protecting the head and push the mountain. And then we repeat. Yeah. There we go. 1 and 2 and 5 and 6 are basically going to be working that coronal plane, so that sort of flat plane that, cuts the body sort of this way. The close and open are right and left close and open. So we kind of like front and back, left and right. So we're working kind of 4 directions with that. Again, trying to help the lung function. Are kind of working that a little bit more on the vertical plane. It's seen especially with the push coming out and then coming up. I think it's like the twist of the waist kind of makes it look a little different, but it's still going to be a little bit more on the vertical. Not so much horizontal plane, mostly coronal and vertical with that. So again, the the first and last two, technically, we're going to be working kind of up and down with it. When we come out, the other ones, it's going to be a little bit more side to side. But like we did before with the silk reeling, and we will with Tai Chi, heel to heel, pushing heel to heel, making sure my knee and knee are out over the toes, back straight, hips tucked in, tailbone tucked in. And as I'm turning, I'm square, and then I'm kind of square with this leg. I'm not over rotating and therefore twisting and binding up in with the torso. So everything still has all the same Tai Chi stuff we've been talking about, all like from silk reeling or just Tai Chi in general. This is still to be appropriate internal things. In fact, it's not going to have the benefits that people are looking for with the lungs and the immune system or any of the Qigong stuff or even practicing it for any Tai Chi bit. It's not going to have any of that stuff without having the correct internal structure, movements, breathing, and everything else with it too. Cool, rock and roll. Let's go. All right, first one, front open, back close. So my feet about shoulder width apart. Well, no, my bad. We're going to start as Chen style. We're going to start like Chen style. So feet together. Weight sinks onto the right. I'm going to step out shoulder width. I'm going to inhale and lift up. I'm going to cross my left wrist over my right as I exhale and sink. We're going to do each one 9 times. It's very specific that it's 9 times. Open, split, circle up. Left wrist crossed over the right. Sink. Inhale. Exhale. Back a little bit so you can... Nope, that's not going to help that be any better. Up. Counterintuitive with this angle. Up. I can almost feel as I do this, I think that's 4. I'm still keeping the shoulders where they are. Not over rotating the circles, but there's still 6, still working the spine, especially around the rhomboids, that lower trap, levator scapular area. Still sort of massaging part of the spine, hence the, front open, back close. So here's the front open without stressing the chest. And the back close. I'm going to do one more. So you want to get a little bit of spinal activation in there. Good. Now we reverse that. So back, close, open, front. I think I had that backwards, but you get the idea. Up. So again, we're going to sink and we come up. Rotate the forearms open to the sides. Curve down and sink. And up. Rotate the forearms open. Curve down and sink. So again, we're making circles. Open the back. It's almost like what Yong Jun would say. The elbows are the ends of like a bow, like bow and arrow bow. The back is the actual body of it. So with all the flus and the COVIDs and the thing and the face and the oi, it's good to get lung function open. As myself, as someone who has had lifelong sinusitis, lifelong sinus infections, allergies now. Had scarlet fever like twice as a baby. Uh, a lot of lung infections, bronchitis, asthma, anxiety, panic attacks and disorder, more than I think about 2 times. Walking pneumonia, and besides secondhand smoke from cigarettes and so on, actual smoke inhalation. So lung stuff is good for me to work on. So that's what we have for back open, close front. And there's a cat. So we're going to go with left close, right open. I'm going to come up. Let me back up so you can see the feet a little bit. So again, we're going to start like before. Only I'm going to shift and step. Same thing as before we talked about with the other postures. Now this is empty. I step out, circle up, pass the jaw, push. Now as I rock back, I open the arms, circle up. Watch, see the shoulders are not popping up or anything either. Come up by the face and push. Back. Watch the shoulders aren't coming up. Circle up and push. Note 2, not over rotating. Good. Keeping everything within proper alignment, proper body mechanics, internal movement. Like I said, if you're familiar with Chen style, this should be no sort of surprise posture for anyone. I think that's 5. Breathing within and out. One more. If I went over or under, I apologize. Good. So we can come in, toe in, step out, and push. Open. Sounds suspiciously like Luna Aria is cleaning herself, and I apologize for that sound. It's not ideal. See with this too, I'm not really bringing my hands below that thoracic hinge as we were in like the first 2. 3 more. It's actually kind of hard to not do the half step, crouching T stance, sort of Xing Yi shuffle step with this. I think that's 9. We'll do one more for good measure. Again, we're supposed to do multiples of 9. You might see it as this in the routine, and then it comes out into the single whip if you're used to Chen style. All right, so that's through 4 postures, 5 repeats 1. So we come up, inhale, exhale, misophonia still counts with cats, apparently. Shigami didn't bother me though, but pugs are a whole different story. Little baby angels. 2 more. Come up. Again, we're still working whole body. 1 more. As I come up, I'm actually kind of wrapping around the spine. Come around. Good. And we reverse. Open around the spine. I'm at 4. And engaging with the hands, everything. Hands aren't just limp little nothing noodles or anything. They're still engaged. They're not tense, but they're engaged. So this sort of hippie air dancing, super loosey-goosey exercises that people try and pass as Qigong or Tai Chi or anything like that, that has no anima behind it, that has no sort of intent behind it. It's just sort of limp noodle, nothing sort of nonsense. This isn't Qigong, this isn't Tai Chi. You still need to have engagement, not tension, not strength, not force. The E, the intent, still needs to be engaged. I think that's 8. I'm going to do 1 more. And yeah, I can really feel right here. Shift weight to the right. Step in. Release. Yeah, and I can really feel that activating in the lungs. Yeah, it's kind of like, it almost feels like getting Reiki or getting, bringing in some good energy and focusing it like in a sitting meditation sort of thing. So it's I can definitely feel it. Like, yeah, I can kind of feel. Most of the times in my life, I've been able to feel the outlines of my lungs. It hasn't been for a good reason. It's been mostly because they're choking me from the inside or got fluid in them that they're not supposed to, or rasped by smoke or some virus or pollen, mucus, and all that other fun garbage. This is actually kind of does feel nice. Yeah, it has that warm, yeah, like positive heat kind of thing for you. Yeah, I can definitely feel it activated. I think too, because in through here is like lung channel, I believe. I think this is supposed to be a lung point. And really getting this, you're activating in through here, up and down and forward and back. So you're getting this to massage in through these. That's going to start activating. I can feel it, yeah, like in through here. Yeah, almost, yeah, if you ever had like Reiki, you can do Reiki. Yeah, it kind of has similar feeling. And again, like breathing in like good, white light or energy or whatever it is that you want to call it, Ralph Smarted Infinite Waters, that good ass prana or whatever you want to, however you visualize or think about it. And you use that for healing lungs. It has that feeling, but again, doing these Qigong, even silk reeling like aspects for it. So this is a good way to practice some of the Tai Chi. And if you want to if you're leaning more towards the sort of health Qigong meditative aspect, this is a way to kind of get both your Tai Chi practice and enhance some of the Qigong stuff as well. If you're a little martial heavy, and you're just, because the kind of the way I thought I was like, I didn't really want to do Qigong that much. Like I learned it because my teacher was teaching it and I realized I would probably teach someday and other people would want to know it. But I didn't want to do it as much because I thought that I'd be doing Qigong with doing the Xingyi, the Tai Chi, and the Bagua. plus I get some of that extra, martial practice in with it too. So if you're of that mindset, this is a way you're training your Tai Chi, which still has a little bit of the martial stuff, but you're enhancing some of the Qigong aspect with it and enhancing immune system and helping with the lungs. And especially like this, the masks are killing me. They're, wear them for people's safety and to help people feel comfortable and everything else like that. Great. It's hell for me to do, so I can't wait till this is over. Talking, doing anything with those things in there is like choking me. So having something to go in and kind of help get more energy, good energy in with the lungs, is a really good thing right now. Because we still got to wear a mask. Wear the damn mask. Let's get this over with. All right, so thank you for watching. Hopes this helps. Hope this helps. There we go. That's language. And that it's maybe just a little bit of extra something to put in the old bin of stuff to do and stuff to be able to work on if you're feeling a little run down. Sometimes doing some of like the short sets, doing like several of the short sets of things kind of helps, because then you feel like, all right, I got to get my training in, do a couple short sets, and it maybe doesn't feel as daunting as trying to like, oh, if I do like 15 to 20-minute long form or something. That's one of the reasons why Chen and Yang families have been chopping stuff up into smaller bits and everything. So I only have X amount of time to get the Feng Sung Gong and get this Yifei in there, and then the 13 and the 16 from Yang style both ways. Bam, that's my training for the day or something. And then in between going from one job to another or anything like that. So this could be something to kind of help add some stuff to maybe if you only have a short time to train as well. All right, like, subscribe, pass it on, and thank you guys. Love you.